As the next phase of North Carolina's battle with the coronavirus begins, schools and businesses are settling in for the long haul. From WRAL News, this is your Coronavirus North Carolina News Brief for Friday, March 20th, 2020. I'm Cliff Baumgardner. Here's the latest from WRAL.com. At a press conference this afternoon, state officials confirmed a second case of COVID-19 has been linked to community spread, meaning officials cannot pinpoint the cause of the infection. State Health Director Dr. Elizabeth Tilson said that in the wake of these cases, North Carolina is shifting its efforts towards mitigation and controlling the spread of the virus.
As we think through the phases of an outbreak and we move more towards community mitigation strategies, really thinking about what we can do at that population level to decrease the risk of exposure. Then testing, especially those of mild illness, is not as important as we move to those more community mitigation strategies. One of the reasons testing in the beginning is important to start understanding the spread of the disease, but we will be putting into place other surveillance strategies in order to understand the spread of the disease.
Currently, 154 people have tested positive for coronavirus across North Carolina, but officials say there are currently no plans to close more businesses or issue a shelter-in-place order. For continuous updates on the evolving pandemic, go to WRAL.com/coronavirus, where you can also sign up for our daily newsletter. As the first week of having children out of school comes to a close, many parents are still wondering how long the closures will last. In an interview with WRAL, State School Superintendent Mark Johnson said he believes the current situation could continue until May.
This is not just going to be 1 week. This is not just going to be 2 weeks. This will be a multi-week, maybe multi-month event, and we've all got to start getting ready for a new normal.
Today, Johnson will ask the federal government to waive accountability requirements because of the learning gap. He said teachers are getting ready for remote learning and that they are working with cable companies to offer free hotspots and Wi-Fi for students. Johnson said parents should not wait for remote school to start. They should start now by keeping children on a schedule, working on homework and educational activities at home. You can find this full story and more about school closures linked in our newsletter. A Wake County resident who attended the Millennium Tour 2020 on March 13th has tested positive for the coronavirus. The person was symptomatic while attending the event at PNC Arena last Friday. Officials said the person had floor seats in Section 5, but moved throughout the crowd during the show. The person was considered symptomatic while at the event. In a statement, Wake County Medical Director Kim McDonald said, because the crowd was so mobile, it would be very difficult to determine who came within 6 feet of the affected person for 10 minutes or more. If you went to the show and spent time on the floor, you may be at risk of exposure. The Wake County Public Health Division has set up a special information line for people who attended the show or worked at PNC Arena on March 13th. The number is 919-857-9375. From WRAL Smart Shopper, retail stores have begun closing temporarily based on the guidance from the CDC regarding social distancing and large gatherings. They join a growing list of store closings, including Bath & Body Works, Belk, JCPenney, Kohl's, Macy's, Old Navy, and more. Most are still open for business online. For a full list of closings in your area, go to WRAL.com. The coronavirus pandemic is impacting work for millions of Americans, but how do journalists function in this new reality? A newsroom is a place where producers, editors, directors, and crew work together, but how can that happen safely in a time of social distancing? Is it even safe for reporters and photographers to go out in the field? In the new episode of the WRAL podcast How to Commit Journalism, executive producer Ashley Talley talks with Joel Davis, Vice President and General Manager of WRAL, about the changes taking place inside the WRAL newsroom. They discuss logistical challenges of protecting staff while continuing to report the news during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Part of what we do as journalists is we've got to talk to people who are directly impacted by a story like this, but you have to be careful in these cases because those could be people who have had contact with the virus too. So even simple things like buying extension arms for our microphones is something we're doing where the reporter can put the microphone on this extension and hold it out 6 feet away from them and do the interview without getting very close to the individual involved. It's social distancing done at every level possible so that we are lessening any impact that could come if one employee were to become ill.
The new episode is available now wherever you get podcasts. From WRAL TechWire, North Carolina-based science company LabCorp is now performing 20,000 COVID-19 tests per day. That is double its output from 2 weeks ago, when the Burlington-based conglomerate began receiving specimens as a result of approved emergency use authorization. In a statement, LabCorp said, "The company is intently focused on making COVID-19 laboratory testing available to patients who are symptomatic and should be tested." LabCorp is now performing COVID-19 testing at its lab in Burlington, as well as labs in Arizona and New Jersey, and said it will continue to work to increase capacity to combat the nationwide testing backlog. However, the company does not collect specimens for its tests. That is up to healthcare professionals working with patients who may be infected with coronavirus. Individuals who present symptoms of COVID-19 are asked to contact their doctors before seeking testing. As always, for the latest on all of these stories, go to wrl.com/coronavirus and watch Facts Not Fear, a half-hour special covering the latest in the pandemic with analysis from leading experts. A new Facts Not Fear airs every night this week on WRAL TV and WRAL.com, as well as the WRAL streaming channel on your connected device or smart TV. This has been your Coronavirus North Carolina News Brief for Friday, March 20th. Come back tomorrow for a special episode discussing the challenges local businesses face during the pandemic and how you can help. We'll be back with another news brief on Monday. Thanks for listening.